I'm Tiki Two Flower.
And I'm Constance.
And today,
The mime.
Constance the Mime, yes, who we're going to turn into not so much a mime on today's cosplay tips. This video is specifically for doing Moxxi makeup from Borderlands. Very popular character to cosplay from Borderlands, and a lot of fun to cosplay. I have done my own version of Moxxi, and it is a lot of fun. So the first step in Moxxi, of course, is to get your basic white face, which we showed in part 1 of this 2-part video series. And the next step is going to be doing the details. You can go very basic with Moxxi and just do your red lipstick and your black lines and your blush, of course. But I'm also going to show how to do the eyeshadow and a little bit more detail. So I have the lipstick, I have a liquid black eyeliner, I have mascara, I have a blush and contour palette, and I also have an eyeshadow palette. Plus I have a blush brush, I have an eyeshadow brush, I have a makeup sponge, and I'm also going to be sealing this at the end. So I have neutral set powder and I have a sealing spray. So the first thing I'm going to do is the eyeshadow, and I'm actually looking at a picture of Moxxi because this makes doing any kind of makeup a lot easier, is having the reference picture. It's also helpful to have a friend that, you know, does makeup. Yeah, pretty much.
Contact Tiki Two Flower for all your Borderlands news.
It's true.
Cosplay, makeup, or otherwise.
All right, so this eyeshadow that Moxxi has is actually a pretty basic 3 shades. The lightest shade goes below the brow bone, the darkest shade goes in the crease of Constance's eye, and the medium shade goes on her eyelid. So I'll show that now. And the important part, just like in any makeup process, is to blend. So you'll see me doing that once I get all the colors on. So you're just gonna chill and relax here for a bit.
So good.
See if there's anything bad. It's also like just the slightest bit too warm for the It's good. Oh, goodness. Right, so we have Moxxi's eyeshadow done. And next is her iconic blush, which I'm going to actually use a makeup sponge for rather than a blush brush, just because with the white base, it can be harder to get a precise application because we haven't set this yet, so it's still not quite to the point where it's not going to come off, basically. Puff out your cheeks for a second. Okay, I can stop. Now you just kind of look like a clown.
Love to clown and Moxxi.
Now that I have Moxxi's cheeks, next
Sorry, I'm blushing.
next comes her iconic red lipstick. I'm using a long wearing lipstick for this to make sure it stays on. Just relax. So the final step in any good Borderlands cosplay is of course going to be your cell shading. This is the part that a lot of people also have trouble with. I use a liquid eyeliner, which is nice because it stays, but you have to be very precise with it. So I'm literally following the lines from the reference image, but I'm gonna add a little bit more detail because in photos, it always looks good to have a little bit heavier lines that are actually in the in-game footage. You'll notice that all of the Borderlands cosplayers that make you go, wow, have extra cell shading compared to what is in the game. Our next to last step before we seal everything is eyelashes. A lot of Moxxi cosplayers and Borderlands cosplayers in general will do fake eyelashes. They're a little bit more difficult, so I'm just gonna do some nice plumping mascara to keep things easy and comfortable because those fake eyelashes like obstruct your vision, and yeah, I can't do them either. Trying to curl your eyelashes.
Am I pretty yet?
Yes, you're always beautiful.
Yeah.
So, the final and most important step in any makeup where you start with a white face, really any cell shading makeup, is setting that makeup so it doesn't budge all day long. So as I mentioned earlier, I have a neutral set powder. And I'm going to apply this very liberally on Constance's face until the makeup actually starts to look a little bit dry. So I just put it, I put it either into a container and then dip the brush in, or how I like to do it is apply it right on the brush. And you should probably do that over a surface you don't care about. I don't know if I'm jabbing you in the face too hard.
It's alright.
Alright, so again, I applied the powder until the makeup starts to look dry and not tacky anymore. This is usually pretty good for most of the day, but if you really want it to stay all day, if you might be sweating, if you might be outside, you want to use some kind of final setting spray that can either be misted over your face, or if you're in a pinch, like we are today, you can actually even spray a little bit of hairspray. Just make sure to do it lightly so that way you're not making like your whole face sticky with hairspray. So just relax. I'm just gonna do it that way. And try not to inhale the hairspray or the setting spray either. But there we have it. A beautiful Moxxi cosplayer ready to put on the rest of her costume. You're gonna be like casual Moxxi right now.
Casual
Let's
Moxxi,
see.
yeah, sure. I'm Moxxi now. How's it going, sugar?
Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again next time.